Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bronyville. This is Bronyville, episode number 98. Ooh,
my gosh.
Ugh. I'm really scratchy today. What's up with that? Hey, guys, this is Apple Cider. And this is recorded on Sandy's recorded on May 23rd, 2013.
March
From May, April, June, September. Other days have 31 something. Hey, Sandy.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm feeling better now that I've eaten a sandwich.
Good. Food is wonderful.
I am far less far
less.
Having to wait an hour at a bank and then not be able to do what you're setting out to do is most unfortunate.
And what was you?
It makes for very grumpy ponies.
And what was you setting out to do?
We've had registration open for a while for Nightmare Nights Dallas, and we had to. We're opening up a second bank account under Drama's existing account so that we can manage it ourselves, so that we can pay out the guests, pay out the flights, etc., etc. But we could not do that today because we were missing a person who is not around, so I'll have to grump at her later.
Be a grump.
Hey, I'm Grump.
Trying to make. Speaking of missing, you missed quite a show last week.
Yeah, I was out at your Mutant Flipper Baby Con.
Yeah, my old stomping grounds in Hot Atlanta. You seem to have a mixed feeling on my baby.
Well, as being behind the table 90% of the time that weekend, it was pretty bleh.
Yep. Oh, by the way, we should also introduce our guest so we don't leave her, just sitting here in the dark during all of our discussions. Hey, Tech. Hello?
Oh, yeah. Hi, I'm Tech.
I'm from
Derpy Hose News. Originally, I have my own site, MOP G4 Merch, over on Tumblr, which I'm still working on and writing on as well.
Yep, she is the queen of merchandise posting and gets usually posted up on the Tumblr and posted on DHN, and then it gets shown up on other websites. DHN. All hail Derpy Squad. There, he should be happy now.
The derpiest hooved news.
So, let's get this party started.
Should we?
Yes, we have our intros.
We do.
Where we have to ask before we can get the show started.
I know.
We have to ask the favorite character and favorite episode of our guest.
We do.
Okay, well, I'd have to say my favorite character is Nightmare Moon. She has the whole celestial thing going on, and I just really enjoy, I guess, the backstory of how she came to be, and there's a lot of speculation you can have with that. And my favorite episode is May the Best Pet Win, because Rainbow Dash is just Rainbow Dash in the entire episode. And there's a lot of cool animals. The song's great. And Tank the Tortoise is awesome.
Interesting.
He is.
Interesting on the Nightmare Moon. So it's like, I'm not interested in the moment that she turns into Luna. Tech? Hi, Tech.
Hi.
All right. So first of all, we can talk about our sponsors or sponsor. It's kind of funny. I actually went back into the document, the template that we use each week, and it's still listed Unicon on there. I was like, nope. Delete that. Oh, Jesus.
How'd that turn out?
Hindsight's 2020, let me tell you.
Oh, ho, ho. All right. Well, who's our actual sponsor that we really love?
Actual sponsor that we really like is We Love Fine. Those guys, you can use our coupon code Bronyville10, get 10% off your order. And they have gotten some really cool stuff. They've gotten vinyl wallets now with the Rarity Nouveau that Heza did back in the day. They've got a Citra 360 Rainbow Dash 1 and a Crystal Princess Luna wallet, which you're going to have to look and see who the artist is. Hinaratio. All right, Hinarito.
Yep.
Either way, it's really pretty. And it's got Luna, so I'm sure Tetra will spend all of his money to have a wallet to put his money in when he gets more money.
Absolutely. I'm wearing my most limited of limited edition Magneto pony shirts. My favorite.
They also, the Derpy scarf is back in stock, it says. So they've also got a number of the iPhone cases. That's kind of cool. With the season 1 and season 2. No, it actually looks like it's like half of the season 1 poster, and there's 2 of them. So it's like half of the poster on one side or half. That's weird.
It'd be cool if it was like mega big.
Yeah, or just like vertical. But yeah, iPhone cases and stuff like that.
Yay. So, we love Fine. We love them. Use Bronyville 10. Gets you 10% off your purchase.
Yep. Oh, AC, what are you doing?
I'm being a silly filly. Tell me what happened in news. What's our fire?
News. Well, wow, it's bucking nothing.
Okay.
There's been a whole bunch of nothing this last week. But that's okay, because we need some calm, cool down weeks. It's been several weeks since our last little fire. But hey, Big Apple PonyCon's happening. Who knows what'll happen next? The first actual bit of news is the State of the Herd 2013 has been released by Coder Brony. We had him on the show here a few weeks back, and he finally finished out the report.
Did we win? Did we win? Were we good?
I guess.
Yay!
It's a 57-page chart. Gender, we're 85% male, 15% female. Age distribution is very, very young, with the average being like 20. Age distribution compared to 2012, the older people are joining the community.
I'm old.
I'm going to be skipping up a cohort here in a few months. I'll be in the 30-39 range. So I'll be like this super minuscule under 10 percentile. So that'll be fun. And it's basically, it's data from the community. And I love data that quantifies stuff. In this particular case, it's like marital status. Everybody's single or never married. Been in a serious relationship? 23% of us have.
Yeah,
that's a little worrisome, I must say.
Country at birth, everybody's pretty much in the U.S. Country residence, like everybody's pretty much in the U.S. Africa has no bronies except for South Africa.
None.
I really haven't heard of any merchandise popping up in Africa, so I'm guessing Hasbro's completely skipping them over right now.
Yeah, what's interesting is that like Argentina and Uruguay and Brazil had very few, but like Chile is super concentrated.
The only merchandise that's showing up in Africa are the derpy figurines they're trying to hide. No.
And pretty much the U.S. specifically, it's California #1, Texas #2.
Yay!
Florida looks like #3. And then Washington and other states. So like very, very few people actually live in Nevada or the northern states or Oklahoma. But Texas sure has a whole bunch. That's why we have 2 major cons.
So does Cali. And we have 1.
Well, Cali's #1.
Well, 2, technically.
Y'all should go to EQLA, guys. Just saying. Help them out.
I added something to the doc.
Oh, what did you add to the doc?
Well, it's the next one that's coming up.
Gasp. Okie doke.
And it's right up your alley because you love Main 6.
Yep. And race is for like 85% Whitey McWhiteson. Wow. White nerds.
Caucasian bronies. Woo!
Yeah, it's one of those things that a lot of this is fairly much in line with pretty much any other nerd demographic that you'll find that not most people cosplay. Most people are pretty darn straight. It's just one of those things where, yeah, it doesn't really surprise me, a lot of this data. Brony attitudes, it's really in depth, so you should go check it out. I think they did a really good job of, just quantifying a whole bunch of data on the community. And I think it's probably the first one that really went this in depth. So check that out. It's really cool. And major props to Coder Brony and his crew for putting it together. I think this is really interesting and useful data that people who want to put on events and stuff could use going forward. So
this is how many of these people are here. Please add more money to my bank account.
So is the season 3 on Netflix old news?
Yeah, I said it last week.
Oh, okay. Well, I will delete it. It has been purged with fire,
cleansing,
and delete keys. So main 6 has an update, as AC has linked. So let's see.
Well, the big thing is the little snippet down at the bottom, which is the silhouettes.
The silhouettes. There's a llama, a cow or buffalo, and like a deer thing. And I think it's going to be Pinky Llama.
Pinky Llama.
Yeah.
Pinky Llama makes sense.
And the thing is,
AJ deer something.
And see, I hate to say, but I really think that main 6 tosses out there is kind of a joke. They got 4 days left and $552,000. They would have to raise another $175,000 for main 6 to get access to the engine. And I'm like, really? That is a crazy stretch goal. I just feel like the community is kind of getting jobbed that way. I don't know. I think it's cool that they put that forth to offer, but the actual amount of money required to hand a license to use an engine over to this independent group is fairly ludicrous.
Well, I mean,
I think Skullgirls is a really cool project, and I think it's great what they're doing. But I think just tossing that dangling golden carrot a million miles away, it's not very nice.
Well, if I may play armchair general right now, I think that the main 6 guys have proven themselves enough. I think if this does fail, which I won't levy judgment right now, but things aren't looking positive.
4 days.
Yeah, I really think they should look at the idea of forming a LLC and actually starting a game company.
At this point, I mean, it just seems like the whole main 6 thing has become such a awful mess. I still really want to see them succeed and make their product, but like right now, it's just. Ugh.
I mean, I look at the screenshots and the stuff that Lauren's made, and I'm like, I'm sure that once those come out, they'll look pretty cool. It's just, it's not the kind of cool, I've never been a fighting game fan, and the only thing that was kind of neat about main 6 to me was, hey, it's the characters that I really enjoy in a game that looks really polished. Now you took out the characters, and I'm just kind of like, now it's just another fighting game to me. Maybe it'll look cool because, I said Lauren's stuff is great, but still it's taken out like the main core aspect of like, it's now a furry fighting game. And it's like,
The furries will buy it.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe.
Well, I mean, it's a cute independent fighting game. I mean, it's llamas and deer kicking the crap out of each other. It'll be a good gimmicky fighting game. Mm-hmm. But I believe that I don't know. It's just hard to say, but they probably don't have a lot of the same support that they used to have because most people involved on the project are probably like, well, it's not Pony anymore, therefore they're not interested. Whereas I am a fan of fighting games, and I would love to see them succeed and make a good, solid game. And using like the Skullgirl engines is really, really good. But $725,000 is a lot of money.
But that's what I'm saying. And some Brony Jr. is saying this in the chat. I have to understand AC is fighting is magic was an awesome fighting game first and MLP fan game second. And that's what I'm saying. Yes, it looked like an awesome game to the extent that I'm like, if this does fail, I want them to start up a company, get an LLC, get investors, and make a game. Like, be an actual company. Because, damn, they proved that they do a really good job. Like I completely. I mean, fighting games are not my thing, but just seeing that, I was like, man, this is slick. Like I liked it. You know, I as armchair general myself, you know, I just kind of like, I see this is one of those projects where I'm just like, you are so talented. I want you to even when it was Main 6 itself, and we knew that it's kind of like, oh, well, Hasbro could at some point go rogue as they did. You know, it was just kind of like, you guys are, this is too good. You need to be doing this for Rizzle. Like, you really need to be doing this, like, as a job, because you are doing way too much for free.
Yup.
My feelings.
Well, again, you know, we'll see what happens going forward. I mean, we got Lauren involved and they're still producing stuff, but they're in this weird sort of limbo where, you know, it's not Pony anymore, so people aren't as interested, and, you know. Yeah,
and a missing Pony says something. He's like, they would put money towards a Kickstarter to buy the license for the engine, because that
would be cheaper. Yeah, that would be probably true. So it's kind of crappy. We'll see.
You know,
moving forward, season 2 is coming to Aussie land. Holy crap! Woo!
Don't let it get bitten by something.
Something is coming to your country that won't try to kill you, unless you're allergic to paper cuts. Australia, Madman Entertainment has released the first season by selling it disc by disc.
Oh,
old school anime style. So they're releasing a season 2 box set in 5 DVDs. It's like I'm really back in the early 2000s.
Hi, Trigun. How you doing?
7 discs at $30 a pop.
It's more like 20 a pop this time. But
yeah. Which, you know, it's physical media, but then they're releasing the season 1 in a single disc, single box set.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh. It's kind of like what they did with Full Metal Alchemist, where it's like they released a half season set, then the full season set, and then like the entire series set. But they released them in such small quantities, you have these orphan sets. Yeah, because I've got like Full Metal Alchemist, a couple of discs, then I have season 1, part 1, then they went out of print. But then I could buy the entire box set for less than season 1, part 1. It's crazy. So, yeah, season 2, Australia, you get to buy it disc by disc.
Scuda sets.
Just like last time, they're going to sell a collector's sleeve so you don't have loose cases everywhere. And when they did this last time, you could get a bundle of the case, the first DVD, and
the box set.
And a brushable. So, but this time you can get just the case with like some postcards in it. So, if you want to buy the slipcase, go ahead. But they're probably going to have a series season 2, I guess, single set like we're doing with season 1 right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like when you say the whole box set with 1 disc, I got tricked into that on like Hack Sign and then like Gravitation, which was intentionally purchased with the box. So it's like, yeah, it's just flashbacks to an earlier time. It's like, just give me the season and thin case DVDs. Okay, thanks. Bye. Or Blu-ray. That'd be great too. Moving forward.
Blu-ray, the wish.
Yeah, I know, right? Last but not actually last. Actual news. Because I mean, season 4 is coming this winter. Surprise, everybody. Holy crap, it's coming winter.
Yeah.
Considering it was still winter 2 days ago.
I know, right? So it'll be out in like October, November,
December.
Well, weren't we? I'm trying to think. Weren't we winter? We were winter in season 3.
Yeah, and it was in like November.
Yeah, winter is coming.
Winter is coming a long distance off. But hey, you know, that means that by the time Nightmare Nights runs around, there'll be season 4 airing and people can be all hype again. So, huzzah.
Oh, look at you just getting your benefits out of this.
That's right. It's like I planned this.
Huh.
So Japanese dub cast has been finalized. Source article is some Japanese anime.jp, and it's in Japanese, so I totally can't read it.
Google Translate.
Or I'll just read the one off DHN.
Oh God, that picture is horrible.
Yeah, the weird little like fringes around the collars and whatnot are kind of weird.
The link to Derpy Hooves News picture is amazingly crazy.
So a lot of the voice actors this time around are actually pretty well known for their roles, at least on the American side of things. You know, the real standouts, you've got the original VA for Kagame and Lucky Star. Fluttershy's voice actor is Kyubey in Madoka Magica.
Mm-hmm.
She's the little cat-like Mephistopheles. She's the one that makes you sell your soul to her in exchange for magical powers. And that's Fluttershy. So actually, Peridotto, one of the Galacon folks, did a little piece, drew Fluttershy with Kyubey eyes, and it's kind of terrifying. Contract, you know, if you'd like. So a lot of well-named characters like Celestia is the voice actress that was Belandi in Amagoddess. So it's like they're typecasting. Oh, you're a goddess. We can be Celestia. You know, you're this crazy soul-stealing monster that gives magical powers. You can be Fluttershy.
Definitely.
And,
the stare, see?
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That makes sense.
They watched the episodes, extrapolated some sort of really weird, like, okay, so I'm sure in like some season she becomes a banshee.
Bakemonogatari. That was the weird Count of Monte Cristo one, right?
I don't know.
No.
I'm the wrong person to ask anime questions.
Oh man, if only we had Heather back on. She could answer.
Okay.
We're gonna turn this into Animeville, let me tell you.
I'm going home. I am home. Oh no.
Wow. This particular character considers herself that she played in Bakemonogatari is like she considers herself a lesbian, fujoshi, etc. I'm like, wow, that's great.
What?
Well, they don't carry their characters across, thankfully.
What?
But they are apparently very well-known voice actresses.
Some Brony
so it'll be
also
very interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, some Brony said it's. I don't even know how to say that. Not even gonna try it.
Genkutsu. It's all. Oh, it's all Japanese to me.
Yes, correct. I have enough problems saying actual English words.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Next up, that's about it for actual news.
If you consider those actual news.
Yeah, if you want to consider the actual news. I mean, it'll be interesting. And like they're getting a new opening and ending for the show for Japan, which is great, I guess. It'll be interesting to see it animated because it will be probably something original, or at least it'll use clips from the show in a different way. Kind of like the Italian version, which we've seen on Equestria Daily in the past. And on the DHN link that in the show notes, there is a short version of like the ending theme.
I simply want them to reuse that Card Captor Derpy animation a while back. Just use that. I'll be happy.
Yeah. Well, there was apparently it's the opening version of the song somebody did in the Gmod Ponies on Equestria Daily. Let me find it. I'll send a link into the show chat.
Either that, or I want some like really hard J-rock. Just literally what the series would look like if Hot Blooded Pinky was the actual series.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna get that, but it's a funny idea.
Where is this? I can't find it. It was all like Gmod Ponies. Which is one of those. There it is.
Gmod.
Yeah, I'll just send a link because I'm not gonna like play it.
Okay.
Bam, there you go. If you're in the chat, you should look at it.
Yes, that's a thing.
It's the one on the top. Momiro Pony MLP X Giddy Fairies or something. It's super cute. It's Japanese. You know, you like Japanese stuff, right?
No.
That's why you like Moe ponies.
I don't,
So moving on to con news.
Thank you.
Every Northwest announced Peter New.
Cool. He's a nice guy.
He's a cool dude.
Yep.
Buck nails down their venue, finally, which means that they are going to be
A convention.
Where is it? Oh, the Bridgewater Hall in Manchester. Okay. I would say search Google for the Bridgewater Hall in Manchester. Well, that's pretty nice.
No.
It's a strangely shaped building, but it looks pretty cool. I'm sure there's places nearby to get tea and crumpets.
Oh, stereotypes.
Oh, Sandy, I am on a roll today.
I wish to go to England and get me a top hat and monocle.
Yeah, I think that's
offensive to every British person ever.
So TrackCon, the Ohio convention, has gotten Lee Takar and Heather Bruckle, who Lee apparently is a pretty cool guy, and we had Heather on. We know she's fun. Equestria LA opened their vendor reg and then immediately sold out. They're in May, so they kind of have to. And Nightmare Nights Dallas, wonder who's running that one, has the vendor spots, sold a good number of them. We have 9 left out of 29. So if you want a table, you act pretty darn quick. But we're basically encountering that a lot of people are like, well, we have the summer convention season to contend with first. And I'm like, okay. We just got our ducks in a row very early.
Can you make any announcements of any that have signed thus far?
Vendor-wise?
Yeah.
Vendor-wise, we've got Pixel Kitty, Sophie Cabra, Anime Cat, Kin Cat is coming with Sophie. Oh my gosh.
Got any of the shirt?
Fetch Beer.
Hey, Fetch is cool.
Couple of other folks whose names don't. They can't name them off the top of my head. So we've got a good number of decently high named people. We're gonna try to, get JJ to come on down. Pixel will come and have her awesome stuff.
You need to save like 1 billion tables for We Love Fine if they show up.
We've actually got a couple set aside for them.
Okay.
So the We Love Fine can show up, possibly Interplay if they can answer our emails. That'd be great.
And and for those that are wondering in the stream, I was waving around a mouse pad. This was one that Fetch Beer gave me.
Yes, he has the Twibutt.
Twibutt.
Yeah, well, I have Lunabutt. So my mouse pad is infinitely superior, according to Tetra.
Wrong. Okay, according to Tetra. See, if I hold it like this, how are you to know Twilight isn't just here in the room? It's just cut off by the camera. Hey, Twilight.
Because her lower legs vanished into the nowhere. LAC.
There, fine.
Anyways.
Ruin my sunshine.
But yeah, it's kind of funny because for the past few years I've had WoW mouse pads. I had the Burning Crusade one, then I had Lich King, then I had Cataclysm. The new one's like some Panda dude, and I'm like, I'll get a Moonbutt mouse pad instead.
So was that? I feel like we have a similar thing here. Here's Cataclysm. Our lives mimic so many ways.
Yeah, I preferred it when it was a world map, and I'm like, oh look, it's Chin Storm Stout looking all Panda-y. That's okay. I'll just get a Moonbutt one instead.
Panda-y.
Oh, that's about it in terms of the news. Again, we're in the summer hiatus. Not a lot of stuff's going on next week. Snowdrop came out. It's really cute. You should watch it. We'll probably have them on next week.
Mm-hmm. I should probably also, since this is news time, I should make an announcement of some vague announcement about episode 100. Probably should. Do you think I should?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Why
All
not?
right. So, I've done some poking around. I've done some, so we are at episode 98 right now. We are figuring out some stuff for episode 100. Thus far, the best I've been able to come up with is that we will probably just do a big, long, marathon style stream, on the, what is that? The 6th of January, February, March, April.
100 could be a drinking game. Yes, that sounds amazing.
100 shots for 100 shows. No.
Oh, that would be the last show. Let me tell you.
And they died of alcohol poisoning. So
This is the end. Ah.
So, no, but what we're going to do, what I'm planning on doing is having us have a big video game night together with all of our people that are out there. So that will pretty much encapsulate our entire week. Thus far, I have gotten, Zyro is committed to donating a very large capacity Terraria server for us to use. He will allow us to have a Minecraft server. I'm also going to try and see if we can get a second Minecraft server. It would be fun to see if there was any adventure stuff that is a little bit more could support a huge influx of people.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool if we could do like the Yogscast style adventure maps together, AC, and film it. Sure,
I'd love to do some stuff like that. If there's anything that we could do, I mean, I would prefer anything we do to be so we could have everyone there.
Oh yeah. I mean, in terms of like doing YouTube videos or something, it would be extra.
Yeah.
And we'll try to see. Well, I mean, we probably should do a bit of a regular show, see who we can get on. Just be like, hey, it's episode 100. Hey, Megan McCarthy, you want to come on the show? Hey, Sibsy, you want to come back?
Hey,
I mean, would have to ask him.
Well, that's the thing. Actually, with Sibsy, we could technically say, hey, we could try and run some sort of donation thing during it as well, and be like, hey, and it will be for the thank you fund, which she's a part of now.
Ooh,
oh, look at that
live
synergy.
Plotting. There we go.
Synergy, son.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
diggy hole.
We will see. Mike could be fun. Also talking about seeing if we can get a TF2 server and drop some prizes. For any of you that are out there, someone says Feed the Beast has the Ponyville pack.
That mod pack is so broken, though.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to. If any of you guys have like any specifics you would recommend, please email across because I'm taking recommendations right now. As said, TF2, I'm probably going to work with some of the Pony Fortress guys to see if we could designate a server for that day that is all going to be for our tomfoolery. And if there's any other games, and also I think it would be ridiculous if we just hijacked Second Life.
Oh, AC, you're going dark places.
Because
there.
Second Life, dude. Oh, jeez.
Second Life is like Ravenholm. We don't go there.
I just want to go in there and just be like, oh, this place is as bad as I remembered. Why does everyone talk and type?
No, AC, just don't. Uninstall it, please. Save your soul. Unacceptable.
Why do I duck waddle walk? This is weird.
Oh my god, why is that obscene thing floating across the sky?
What are those things attached to? Wait, why are they wiggling? I don't know.
You have not seen horror until you have seen somebody with an Optimus Prime transformation skeleton attached to a non-transformer model. It's the horrible contortions they go through.
No, I want to, like, I kind of do want to do that just for the hilariousness, just for the.
Oh, but there's no way to keep it clean, dude. There's just no way to keep it clean. The horrible things will happen. I guarantee it.
It is. I can't.
It's silly, as I want to do it. Says it is a silly place and a hive of scum and villainy.
It is We'll see. I'm just throwing ideas against the wall and seeing what sticks. As said, yeah, I want to have some fun on our 100th episode and do something fun, give back. I do intend for there to be prizes, both probably, predominantly probably Steam prizes. Unless we can, because it's just so easy to give those out.
We'll give a Steam copy of SimCity. Oh wait,
SimCity 4. That's still out there.
Well, there's not anything beyond that, right?
Yeah, no. God, no. Why would I have been spending all morning trying to go, I can't build petroleum fields because I have to have more, but there's a big...
Okay, see.
Yes, SimCity. I can't find anyone to play with. It's completely dead. Every place I go.
Hey, people have added me on Steam.
Yay. Oh
Yay.
yeah. My if you want to add me, my account's Apple Cider Time. Oh, hey Kitty, how you doing? Oh, I broke it. All right. We should talk to our guest.
Yes, we have a guest, and she's been here very patiently listening to us natter on like idiots. So, hi Tech, how's it going?
I'm doing well.
We invited you on today to talk about My Little Pony merch hunting as somebody who personally likes his merch and recently purchased a very nice glass shelf from IKEA. Well, I mean, it's IKEA, so it's not that nice, but I have a nice 4-tier glass shelf for my pony merch. So merchandise is important to collectors like me.
It's what makes Hasbro happy at the end of the day.
Yes. Oh, Tetra. Oh my God.
What is Tetra doing?
Tetra has drawn you, AC.
Oh no.
Right click, save as.
Hold on. Am I saucy again? Why?
It's somehow saucy because you're wearing more clothes. So one of the things that you do at DHN is you write up all of the very fantastic merch posts about the stuff that actually matters.
What?
Where exactly did you get the start in doing this? And AC, you're saucing this up. And where do you find your information in general?
Well, this started last year around late February, early March. I'm a journalism student. This is my last quarter at school. And for e-journalism too, we had to do a blog in which we wrote about, once, twice a week about whatever we wanted. And I said, might as well, My Little Pony merch for E4 because I knew it was the only person that only had to fight against was Equestria Daily, which always floods with things that aren't merchandise. And there was My Little Pony News, which is written by Summer Hayes, who's been collecting since forever.
She's a cool gal.
Yeah, so she's pretty cool, but her site doesn't update very often, and it has a lot of non-G4 merchandise. So I made a site on Tumblr. I'm still on Tumblr. And I write about whatever. It used to be that I only really reposted what Equestria Daily or My Little Pony News put up, but now I'm pretty much everywhere. I'm on all the different forums, the Arena, My Little Pony Trading Post. I go on PonyChan. Derpy Guru has pictures of new things sometimes. I have people submitting pictures to me in both Derpy Hose and on G4 merch. I go out to the stores sometimes in my area and I look to see if they have new things on shelves, check stuff out, and of course of Derpy Hose Spy Satellite Network.
Yes.
And so Telefy
and his amazing spy satellite.
Yeah, so Telefy sends me things sometimes, and it's pretty interesting. It's getting to the point now that Entertainment Weekly is actually getting toy news. And I don't want to watch Entertainment Weekly, so we have the Spy Satellite to do that for me, which is great.
Good, excellent. I have a question for you because I feel like I was hallucinating a while back. I went to Target and or actually no, it was Toys R Us. And I believed that these figurines were out there, but I felt like I saw them and didn't know they actually existed or were real. But there were some like, I think it was Twilight and Dash, and they were the figurines with like the cutie marks like raised.
Yeah.
The cutie marks are buttons?
Yeah,
maybe.
Those ones.
Yeah, I saw those and I was like, I don't know if did I actually see those?
They were... Let me guess. They were about $8. They were in a box with like a see-through plastic pet, and they had like glitter on them a lot.
Maybe. All I noticed was the mark, and I was like, "Pourquoi?" Huh? But
yeah, they're the crystal motion magic ponies. There's an Applejack too, and they're like action figures. Twilight moves her head up and down. Applejack, she's supposed to like jump, but it looks like she's just sort of
flailing.
And Rainbow Dash like moves her wings back and forth, and they're supposed to mate them with the other main 6 characters. So they're decent. Rainbow Dash's wings get glitter everywhere, and everyone but Applejack is pretty posable. So if you want something really posable for customs, go ahead. But I think they're pretty neat for $8.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that it's a toy for kids. But even then, I mean, they've really done a lot more on the side of non-toy merchandise, licensed merchandise.
Oh, yeah.
I was at Hot Topic yesterday. I didn't look and see if they'd leaked the comic because I would have thought to do that. I went and picked up the 2 Funko vinyls that have been out, and I was trying to find the Derpy Collector's Tin, but they didn't have it in stock yet. But they've got a huge, surprising array of merch that they're still throwing out in vast quantities.
Yeah, Hot Topic's always a little dangerous because it's a store in the mall, so they don't have a lot of space in the front, even though they might have a lot of space in the back. And Hot Topic tends to change what they have on the shelf every single week. So this is true whether it's band t-shirts or clearance items or, Avengers merchandise. So...
Yeah, like as we were saying, I was in there and they previously had a whole setup on like one of the walls that was all the pony stuff, but now they've actually moved it into a big table right in the middle that's visible right through the window and all this other crazy stuff. So it's like they're really throwing a lot of money into that. And they've also got like all the stickers of the various characters. They had the Luna sticker and the vinyl scratch sticker and the Derpy sticker and all that fun stuff. Buttons.
The really nice thing about licensed merchandise is that Hasbro doesn't really take the fall if the things never sell. So if nobody ever buys the stickers or the little nail polishes with the pictures of the ponies in the bottle, Hasbro doesn't get hurt. It's whoever makes the merchandise. So that's why Hasbro, with their own toys, they only tend to make things that'll sell to little kids. But if it's collector merchandise, Brony merchandise, whatever, let Funko make 10 million vinyls. It's their decision.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the thing where the licensing directly, they pay a fee to whomever, or the licensee pays Hasbro for license to do it, and then whatever they put out, they put out. I mean, even We Love Fine's probably the same way, that Hasbro doesn't see a cut beyond the initial, licensee payment.
Though they still do have a little bit of leeway about the content that's included. I refer back to the idea of the beginning of the Derpocalypse. Though that weirdly is lapsed, considering the fact you can still get Ghost Gray Mare.
Yeah, and actually, one of the things I did notice, they have the smaller plastic vinyl tote bags. Like, I have one of the original canvas version of the Derpy bag that says Derpy on it and have buttons and whatnot. This is actually a book baggy vinyl one that just says Muffins instead now. Like, you can't say the name, except on the pages, it's totally like Derpy 10 pre-order. Or on the receipt, it's Derpy vinyl.
Yeah, when in the stock room of a company, they can put whatever they want on the names. They tend to be descriptive enough, so it's like, men's 3-pack underwear or organic green grapes. And so Hasbro and their stockroom, they can call it Derpy if they want because that's Hasbro's own system. But Funko doesn't have Derpy itself on their packaging.
Yeah.
I believe the big brown cardboard boxes that come straight off of the truck says Derpy on it.
Yeah.
But that's never seen by the customer. The customer never sees Derpy. Hot Topic has Derpy in their system, and Hasbro doesn't care enough for them to get rid of it. But
yeah, it's like the
Derpy enough.
The Interplay card doesn't have any name on it, but it's like, hey, this character is completely fanon. You should read the description because it's everything that you've ever said. I just imagine there's just this one Hasbro executive out there that just pops a vein anytime he sees that character. Just what, like one high level exec, everyone else is all right, but he just every time he just goes, ooh, just Yosemite Sam the whole time. Just that's my only Feather Prop actually had a question for you, Tech. He said, is he correct that he saw some Derpies made by Hasbro in pics from Toy Fair? Fan Favorite Set Volume 2. Yes, it's the $45-ish set, which has Queen Chrysalis, the Royal Couple, what's her face, Diamond Tiara, Lyrica, for some reason, a re-release of Lyra, and Derpy. So she's a brushable, 3-4-inch pony, and she has the walleyes, yellow hair, Kitty mark bubbles, but she will have no name on the box. I guarantee it. We will see what it is. They've gotten away with it up until this point. The Comic-Con MLP Fair ponies never have a name, so that's understandable. So they were able to get away with it, even though they had muffins and bubbles in the packaging. So when we see the packaging out of Taobao for the new collector set, it'll be very interesting to see what her name is. This happened sort of last year with Lemony Gem. There was this big fight over whether her name was Lemony Gem or Lemony Hearts because they look very similar. It's just the cutie mark is different. And there's a difference between hearts and gems, and it was ridiculous how angry people were about a background pony toy. Yeah, a background pony toy being controversial and causing a fight? I've never heard of something like that happening before. But you've been involved in the collector community longer than G4, obviously. So to what degree, I mean, did older generations see this level of merchandising? Obviously not so much of the licensing. This is a very obvious new thing. But when it comes to like the merch in general, like the little miniature sets and whatnot, how much did they really pour into the previous generations? Generation 1 was absolutely ridiculous. It started in the 80s with My Pretty Pony, which was this like foot-tall, hard plastic brown horse. And then they made a pink one. Then they actually made My Little Pony with Peachy and Minty and Snuzzle, and they were just pretty basic ponies. And then they would release 20 to 30 brushable ponies every single year. And these were $5 in 1980s money, which is about $20 today. So just the quote-unquote normal release ponies, there's several hundreds of them over a span of roughly 10 years. Then they made school supplies, they made blankets, they had a comic book magazine thing where you collected pony points and you mailed on the points to get special release ponies. This is where Rapunzel is from. She looks like more like a horse, but she has really long hair, and she's like $800. Holy crap. Because there were legitimate collectors in the 80s, and they bought as many of these special release ponies through the mailers as they could, which means they had to buy a lot of ponies at Toys R Us to get the points to buy these special ponies, and these ponies still have ridiculous prices even today. And there's so much 1980s merchandise that people are still discovering. There's rides that they have outside of Kmart. There's plastic cups which you could only get in Wisconsin. There's incense burners. It's incense burners. Yeah, and every single country that had ponies pretty much made their own merchandise. So there's
the French ponies were made in a French factory, and it says like France on the bottom of their hooves, and the South American ponies were made out of really cheap plastic, so they look like dollar store toys, but they have these brilliant mane and coat colors because I guess no one ever got the memo on how to color these characters. So a lot of this international merchandise is really rare and really expensive, and that's because there was a huge explosion in the 1980s of toys. When the 90s came around with Generation 2, which is the toys I grew up with, there wasn't that much. There was a PC game, which was actually really fun, and there were some McDonald's toys, but that was about it. And when G3 came around, they also sold a lot of non-toy merchandise, but not as much as we have seen in G1 or today in G4.
Okay.
I'm searching furiously for Pony Incense Burner. That has piqued my interest all of a sudden. I'm just like,
yeah, it's like, hey, we gotta get the scent of whatever out of the apartment. Quick, to the Pinkie Pie Incense Burner.
gotta fumigate this opium den. It's very interesting past there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, I know my sister had a huge amount of them when she was younger. She was into it in the original. She had the VHS of Escape from Midnight Castle. She had the Firefly Plus. She still has it to this day. I mean, obviously it's pretty old and it's not in the best condition. She wasn't a collector. She was a kid. And so, I mean, but she still has that kind of merch around and still, keeps it. She has it all on shelves. So it's just kind of interesting that me, her brother, am now I've got my pony shelf that I'm actually, as we're talking, I'm pulling things out of the box and rearranging quietly. Oh, wait, what's this? AC. Those are the Japanese ones.
Yeah.
The Takara Japanese.
Oh, do you have one of those?
No, he was on the stream, if you're looking at it. He just linked the Takara Japanese My Little Ponies from the 1980s.
Yeah, some Brony Jr. just linked the vintage Japanese MLP commercial.
Well, what's really funny is those kind of look like the Funko Pops that are going to be coming out.
Oh, yeah. The really interesting thing about the Takaras is they were licensed. They were licensed toys. And instead of making the sort of chubby G1 ponies we're used to, Takara made their complete own toys, and there were their own fakies. And so fakies are a lot easier to get for Takaras, but legitimate Takaras are near impossible. And in Japan, people don't tend to keep old stuff around.
Yeah.
So I know so many collectors whose husbands get stationed in Japan for the military, and they're like, I'm going to go around Japan and go to their thrift shops and try to find Takaras, and
yeah, good luck with that.
You're not. Like, you have as much luck finding a Takara on eBay in America than to find one physically in Japan.
Yeah,
so,
I guess.
Yeah.
I was going to say that I guess they don't have as much of a collector culture.
There's some ruffling going on right now that's crazy.
Wow. So I just pulled the Fluttershy out of its box.
Okay.
So that's what I went and purchased at Hot Topic, as I was mentioning. And wow, her hair is really heavy. She's got more mane than anybody.
Does she smell really plasticky?
Oh, yeah, she kind of does.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to pick those up because I heard they just smell, like, so bad.
Yeah, they smell kind of awful. Fluttershy, what the hell? Have you been hanging out with the animals too much? Good thing you're going on a shelf.
She's like, what, a 3-pound chunk of plastic?
I wouldn't say 3 pounds. Maybe about half a pound, 3/4 of a pound.
This is, I've now gone down a terrible hole of watching G1 commercials. I'm now watching the waterfall to wash their hair.
Oh, if you can find it, there's a commercial where there's a little carousel that there's 3 ponies on a carousel and the kids are riding on this carousel. I know some collectors who actually own those ponies from the commercial.
Cool.
Yeah, so the nice thing about G1 is there's just so much weird stuff that was used in commercials that people own. So there's a lot more high ticket collectibles, while G4 has signed posters by Lauren Faust. But besides that, we don't really have high end collectibles yet.
San Diego Comic-Con Derpy.
Yeah, but there was still 5,000-6,000 of her.
Uh-huh.
I guess in the high end, compared to like 3 for the carousel commercial pony.
I don't say the carousel one right now. There's a lot of the more recent
But yeah,
carousel.
now that you bring it up, so I have the original Derpy and the original Rainbow Dash vinyls, and I got the Doctor Who's and the Fluttershy. Huh? And this is gonna sound really weird. I'm sniffing my ponies.
Hey.
And neither Derpy nor Dash smell like the current ones do. So I heard
that they smelled as bad when you took them out. It's probably they were able to dissipate into the air.
Yeah, they've kind of been in a box for about a month or so because we rearranged our living space, and so I basically had to take down all my merch, which kind of sucked because, I mean, pony merch, no. Now I have 11 Hojillion minis and a few brushables that I have to rearrange on my shelves. What a world. So yeah, I think it's kind of weird that they smell like that, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, they're too disgusting, I cannot have them out. Oh geez, where to start? I should take a photo of this massive box of pony stuff. It's not even massive, it's like one of those photo boxes they sell at like IKEA. Mm-hmm. So it's not that big, but it's just got a million little got brushables and a couple McDonald's toys. Actually, got the full set of McDonald's toys from last year. Fan favorite stuff. Got a Celestia and like the weird little Babby Luna from that initial set.
From the Canterlot line at Target.
All right,
yeah, the original one. I really want to. I want to pick up the princess sets, the White Celestia and Rarity and the Pinkie Pie and Luna, and then I'll get the Dash and.
I think it's Dash and Twilight.
Dash and Twilicorn, yeah.
So here's a good question for you, Tech. I have a friend who's not even a brony who went to San Diego Comic-Con and currently is sitting on 2 Derpy figurines. Should he get rid of those sometime soon, or should he just sit on those and wait and see how much value it becomes of them?
The interesting thing about the SDCC figure is normally there's 2 separate figures, one for the MLP fair, which is like a Hasbro official convention for collectors, and then there's the SDCC figure, which is for more pop culture oriented people. Yes. So normally the fair has like 2,000 figures that they sell, and by the end of the day people are walking away with 12 of them a piece, and they still have left over because people really don't want it. And with SDCC, there's usually, a decent amount left over, and so it's on the Hasbro Toy Shop website for a couple of days. This year, both fairs had the same and very popular pony, and the fair had about 1,000 less than normal. And then the SDCC probably didn't have as much to begin with either, or all the extras got routed to SDCC. And as you know, Derpy was up on Hasbro Toy Shop for about 5 minutes. That's how I got mine, which is awesome because I know people who were literally sitting at the Hasbro Toy Shop webpage for 2 weeks. F5, and it's like, we know it's going to go up as soon as the con's over.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, if your friend wants money, he can just sell them off right now and probably get like $150 a piece. Mm-hmm. The price is still going to remain pretty high. Price would only go down if every single brony suddenly decides they don't like ponies anymore and decide to sell their toys, which is probably not going to happen for a while. So,
but do you think like if they did the like I'm gonna sit on these for 15 years and then try and sell them? Like,
if there's still a lot of bronies out there, the price would go up for inflation, but I don't think the price would still go up a lot.
Yeah.
There's a limited number out there, but there's still a lot of them out there, and they're probably not going to get thrown out by parents or get lost in moving or whatever happens to childhood toys. So the price is going to remain fairly consistent. I'm sure if your friend goes, or you, for example, go to a pony community like Pony Chan or something and say, hey, who wants to buy some derbies? They're, still in box or whatever. And you could get a bidding war started.
You'll have a bit of a bloodbath. Why do I have this? Oh, sorry, Pink Celestia, right. I was like, why do I have a Pink Celestia mini? Or not a mini, but the molded one. It's the one that came with the mini Luna. The Wuna.
I have her, yeah, and she has there's so many, it's technically a brushable size because she's in scale with the other characters, but I have so many of those Celestias, and I still don't have a white Celestia.
Yeah.
I have a pink Celestia.
Oh, we picked one up recently. Let me grab that.
Okay, there's my Trixie. Oh man, her mane is all messed up. I'm gonna have to brush it. Oh my god, her mane's messed up. I gotta brush my ponies, excuse me.
No, I think this is the one we picked up most recently. Princess Celestia and her student and her student Pinkie Pie. They makes all sorts of sense.
Of course. I mean, Pinkie Pie needs to learn the magic of the sun because she's an Earth pony.
Yeah, no, I do like Celestia in this. It's pretty nice looking.
Tail is all messed up too.
Still needs the they did the mold for the hoofs for the things for the little hoof pieces, but they didn't actually do it. Getting angry over children's toys.
We're getting mad about video games.
2011 plus 2.
Oh goodness.
Hell.
I just made a mistake.
Oh no. So much
Did you mess up their hair?
No, their hair is all messed up. I'm gonna have to brush it. I was just basically, I need the box to be empty, and so I just emptied them onto my desk and had to be very careful to not make a million little pony minis go everywhere. I really do have I don't know. I wouldn't say quite 100, but I have a lot of the little the pocket ponies because those are my favorite bits of merch.
Yeah.
I have a lot of ponies, and every time my friends come over to my house, they just look at my bookcase and they're like, why?
They're like, oh my god. I'll take a photo and post it to my Twitter once I finally have
the definitive
everything set up. But it's
I'll take a video of mine, and what I have over behind me actually isn't all that we have. Starry has actually made a Fluttershy and Luna shrine near the bed. Anything that is Fluttershy and Luna or Nightmare Moon gets sequestered over there.
So I just noticed, here's something interesting. I have 2 Rainbow Dashes, one of which I purchased as a brushable solo, and the other one that came with the fan favorites set, and they're actually slightly different colors.
Mm-hmm. Actually, a lot of toys on the shelf within the same line will be separate colors. You might even notice that the heads and the bodies won't be the same colors. And it depends on the factory day by day and how the colors are mixed. And the colors don't always take well to the plastic. And since the head and the body is technically 2 different plastics, they don't always take the dye the same way. There's actually a couple G1 toys that as they age over time, the head, since it's different plastic, will be really yellow, but the body will still be pristine white. And it's really weird. And it's plastic. And plastic science is weird.
Yeah. I really need to go, and this is, again, going back to my brushables, I really need to get the hair bits from KP Shadow Squirrel. I think that was who it is, right? We had him on that one time. Who does the molded hair and tails for the brushable sizes? He purchased the CMC pack from him at EF Northwest. AC. I'm kind of like, man, I need to pick that up because my CMC mains are all kinds of screwed up. They're gonna be standing next to the Nightmare Moon.
If you wet the hair, that helps, and if you put in a little bit of conditioner, that helps as well. But I have so many ponies, it's just.
I gotta wash my pony's hair now. Excuse me, guys.
Yeah, but when you have a nice big collection and you're not gonna move for a while, collectors do that. But then they have a room with nicely lined up ponies with really soft, silky hair, and they have the curl. It might not be the factory curl, but it still has, like I have a G1 Gusty, who's my favorite G1 pony, and she still has like curl in her tail and the hair that sort of like curls over her neck.
Man, my Sakura's mane got all messed up too.
Yeah. Is the mohawk like bent?
Yeah, it's bent off to one side slightly. It's because she was in a box that got moved around and therefore got disorganized and everything fell sideways.
The best way to fix that is to use a hair straightener, but like on ridiculously low setting.
Yeah, the super lowest heat.
And you have to do it really quickly so you don't melt the nylon hair. So it's doable.
Yep, I have no doubt. It's a matter of taking the time.
Would you guys like to talk about merch hunting or original topic?
Sure, go for it.
Yeah. Sorry, we're talking about brushing our pretty pony manes here. Sorry.
That's
we are terribly manly, I will have you know.
That's completely fine. So for our listeners out there, I guess. I'm based in America. Most of us in the fandom is based in America. So I guess what I'm going to say is very America bent. But it pretty much works at any store that has a computer system. What you can always do first is check the local stores and check their websites, like Target, Walmart, and Toys R Us are 3 really good examples. Look up the My Little Pony toys they have online, and they'll have like the SKU or product code or whatever, and it's different for every single store chain. So if you want to get like the 3 Princess pack for Target, and you want to get it really badly, just write down that SKU, and sometimes on these sites you can check if a local store actually has it in stock. Then you go to your store of choice. You do this when there's people who aren't busy to be, polite to the workers there and give them the SKU and say, do you have this item? So they'll be able to check if they have it on the shelf or in the back. And that's really the easiest way to get the exact product you want. Generally, another really good tactic is to know the day of the week your local store gets new shipments in. This is really important if you want like the Enterplay cards as soon as they happen, or if you want the newest wave of blind bags or the newest toys. So you can pretty much show up as they're stocking the shelves and then grab it like as soon as possible. But then there's also the people who do this, or the people who work at Walmart or Toys R Us, and they buy the toys when they're still in the back room before anyone gets a choice. Yeah.
I used to do that back in the day when I worked at Toys R Us for the Lord of the Rings figures. My sister collected them, and I was her source. I'm sorry you couldn't find the translucent Bilbo. It was my fault.
Oh, dear. Yeah. The biggest issue I see a lot of collectors have with bronies is that there'll be younger kids or people who don't know how to treat retail workers, and they'll take the entire blind bag box, or they'll, using the code to find the blind bag you want isn't bad. It's when you sit there in the aisle and not let anyone touch any toys and block everyone. That's really bad. So there's a lot of bronies out there who give us a bad name by being very rude when they shop, or they just leave the pony aisle in shambles. So
the most mad I have been at the community has been going into my local Toys R Us, finding the fan favorites collection that had Nightmare Moon in it. And the box was slid open and Nightmare Moon was gone, but all the rest were still there. I was like, oh, you jerk! You're the worst!
There's literally no excuse for that. There's some stores that have like blind bags behind the counters so people can't steal them. And it's just don't do that. It should be common sense, and I shouldn't be having to tell you not to do that. And I've written on my blog before, someone's like, can you give like a rundown on like things you can do to be nice to retail workers? And one of the things I said is, don't take every single toy on the shelf. I know this when the collector's lines came out, people would buy every single collector's pack on the shelf to sell them to their friends in Europe or to sell them on eBay for the people who haven't gotten their pre-orders yet. And I know it's legal and I know you have the right to do that, but it's just not very fair.
It's not kosher, you know?
Especially if there's 10-year-old kids who legitimately want these toys. And it's not fair that we have cars and money and credit cards and we can go to Toys R Us every single day to get these toys, when there's still little girls and little boys and parents and grandparents who want to buy these for the people that they love, and we just want to stick some toys on a shelf somewhere.
Yeah.
And I wrote this post, and there's one collector who absolutely hates me because I'm a Brony. And she wrote a very nasty comment on the post saying, you can't tell me what to do. If I'm going to buy every single, toy on the shelf, I'm going to do that. And collectors are guilty of this too. And there's some people who will buy like every single variation of a toy. Back in the day, they had, some of the figures had bangs. Mm-hmm. Now they don't have bangs anymore. So some people want both banged and non-banged versions. And in G4, the accessories in the boxes, like barrettes or combs, the colors tend to be random. So there are collectors who will go and buy 30 copies of like Sweetie Belle Sweets Boutique because the little plastic ice cream cones in it are different colors. Really? And so there's literally no value over a pack with a pink barrette or a blue barrette. But
it's just that they're wanting completion.
They want 100%.
They really want that achievement.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all.
Which is really unfair when you compare it to the little girl who just wants the toy to play with. And I think as both bronies, collectors, whatever we are, we should sometimes take a step back and say, we're not the main audience here. And at the end of the day, who will have more enjoyment out of this? Like me with my 20 versions of the same toy, or a little girl who just wants to play with it.
Yeah.
A fair statement.
One thing I'm noticing, I had the MLP G4merch.tumblr page up, and you've actually, it's actually kind of neat because you're answering some questions for people inside of here. Some interesting ones are like, hey, could we ever see a changeling mold, or stuff like that. So if someone actually did have particular questions about what may not come out, some like weirdness, let's see, Celestia mold with the hair color the same as shining armor. That's interesting.
That's a factory error that came out. Shining armor for the tiny size, he has like troll hair. Mm-hmm. So instead of it being plugs like Barbie dolls or the ponies, it's like a pad with tufted hair, sort of like a stuffed animal with like glue on the back. So there's like indentation in Shining Armor's head that's like carved out for his hair. So, but the Celestia has blue, like long blue soft hair, which is a lot like the fashion style Shining Armor that they have. Which it was a Target exclusive, and it was interesting because So Silver, who's this really famous collector out of Italy, and he owns pretty much everything. He got this set sent to him from Hasbro. So he got it's a double pack of Princess Cadence and Shining Armor fashion styles. And it was weird because this is the first time anyone has ever heard of the Crystal Empire toy line. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. And we found out because a pony collector got a present sent to him from Hasbro. So
everybody was like, Crystal Imp, what?
Yeah, like one of the things I really like keeping an eye on is the different toy lines and the sort of stuff that goes into that. And so it was weird. I'll pull up a picture of the Shining Armor for you because it's really weird, but it's really pretty.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Well, we can check on that. I actually, Starry's telling me I need to wrap up by 2, so that way we can go hit lunch with some friends. So, is there anything else? Oh, I said we've got the MLP G4 merch that's out here. MLPG4merch.com. Where are you posting that link? Good God, Chef! You and your box.
What?
What would you have liked me to say? I didn't hear it over the boxes.
I know.
Sorry.
Chef in his box. But was there anything else? Where were you going to toss that link that you wanted to show at us?
I was just going to toss it in the Skype conversation.
Okay, I'll have to
that we have.
I have to figure out how to post that.
It might take me a while to...
Okay, don't worry about it. If you... Or tell you what, how about this? How about you just post it, repost it or whatever to your MLP G4 merch account. And that way that gives incentive for them to go to your page.
Yes, get some more readers for followers to your Tumblr.
It's mlpg4merch.tumblr.com. I also have all the posts get re-put onto my Twitter, which is TechFec. The hard news gets also reposted to Derpy Hibs News, so if you don't want to see all the asks on the Tumblr, the little questions people ask me, stick with Derpy Hibs News. But if you want to be able to freely ask me questions, you can follow me on my Tumblr. You can use RSS readers if, like Feedly and the now dying Google Reader. If you don't want a Tumblr account, you can ask me questions without a Tumblr account. You can submit if you just need an email, and it can be a fake email if you want. But it's great.
Okay, excellent. Okay. All right, well, let's go ahead and move forward a little bit. We actually are deluged with email this week, and thank you very much for anyone that sent in this week. The email address, as always, is bronyville@gmail.com. And as usual, I will go first, Chef second, and Tech, we will have you as thirdsies. All right, let's do this. Dear Apple Cider, Chef Sandy, Starry Night, and best guests. Just wanted to say how entertaining episode 97 was. I laughed quite hard, and it was great to hear Starry at the mic. It's not really so scary after all, is it? If only Sheffers was there.
Sorry.
Oh, I said, you're going to have to listen to that. I got a little silly, but what would you expect? So if you guys need something to talk about next time, here's a little headcanon season 4 episode speculation. I call it Discord the Bearded, during which Celestia reveals that Discord used to be Starswirl the Bearded, but a spell gone wrong changed him. Now that Twilight is a princess and Fluttershy is his friend, the main six can change Discord back into Starswirl with the elements of harmony, but only after they go on a quest to recover his long-lost relics to jog his memory with. There's got to be some reason our solar overlord wanted him back, ...
His beard.
Wanted that wondrous beard. He does have a beard. Discord has a beard. Starswirl has a beard. Coincidence? A quick, funny / cool story. One of my coworkers is really into the comics, so I asked him if he knew anything about or he's into comics. So I asked him if he knew anything about the Pony comic. He said he had seen it in one of the mini catalogs. And to make a long story short, I wound up telling him I'm a brony and all about our crazy fandom. He then surprised me a few days later with a folder containing secret documents that contained both the Twilight and Rainbow Dash micro comics, the latter which I have not seen yet. Not sure if he would ever become a brony, but at least he's got finds the whole thing intriguing. I don't have any suggestions for your episode 100, but maybe you guys could do a PMV sing-along or something? Cool things? Pony sliding into a box. Fusradal. Your faithful listener, Peregrine. P.S. Sweetie Belle is best pony. Speaking of, we didn't do this during the main news section, but Sandy, your favorite pony, got a comic.
Yes, she did.
Your thoughts?
It was pretty good. Lots of references that were made. It was pretty standalone. Not like the most memorable comic ever, but it was Better than the Twilight one, I think.
Yes, I will agree to that. New villains, that was the fun part.
Yeah, the little imp guys and the reference to I have no mouth and I must scream.
Oh, man.
I have no snout and I must whinny.
That was fantastic.
Like, what? What?
It's, dude, I love the fact that every time we interview these guys, they're like, no, we the fact that the writers were just like, no, I approached them and said, hey, I want to write for the comic because I really like this stuff. Not that they were just like, I'm a comic book writer and I need money.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, 100th episode's done, and headcanon, I still say we're going to see a baby pony. It's going to be Cadence and Shining Armors because they could sell more merchandise that way.
Oh my gosh. Ponies reproducing in a million reproduction. Holy
I
crap.
know. Skyla, that's exactly it.
Yep.
All right, Sandy, go ahead and hit the nexty.
All right. Howdy, Apple Cider, Chef Sandy, Starry Night, and guests. I do not have a question this week, but instead thought you would know to let you know that in honor of your upcoming 100th episode, I am attempting to re-listen to all of your previous shows. I drive a truck for a living. I wonder how many Brony truckers are out there. So it's not as hard as it might sound. I've listened to about 25 episodes this last week. Including Apple Cider channeling Hulk Hogan, brother, singing At the Magneto, the excitement of the first BronyCon, 300 attendees, the discussions about Season 2, mention of some little-known artist named Pixel Kitties, John Hoseko as a guest, Your B. Brony as a guest and his awesome movie trailer voice, the EQD staff as guests, the first mention of the Savage Worlds My Little Pony RPG. Talk about entertaining. I guess the point of this email is to say thanks for all the great memories. I'm looking forward to episode 100 and beyond. Regards, Desert Nocturne. Yeah, man, we've done almost 100 episodes this, AC.
Really?
Yeah.
We've done a few of those.
Man.
I guess we should do something for 100th episode.
Oh, I guess.
Yup.
I suppose. Oh, hey. Wait. Dark Souls says it's 50% off the Prepare to Die edition. It's $40. Is it really $80 for the PC title?
I don't know.
Whatever. Steam, why are you still open? I thought I closed you.
Let's see. Let me look at that again. Sorry, I totally blanked on this. Said changing Hulk. Yay! I'm glad you love the show. Hopefully, we keep doing interesting stuff. I think that's all there is to say. Thanks. I mean, listened to about 25 episodes this last week. Wow. If you think about that, that was 50 hours if you average them to 2 hours. Ugh. I can't stand my voice that much. Even I can't stand my voice that much. Okay. Yep. Tech, if you want to grab this next one here, I can do a little highlight. Ooh, we gave you a hefty one.
Oh, okay. Hail to the admirable Apple Cider, the clever Chef Sandy, and the splendid Starry Night, and to any and all grand guests that are currently appearing on the show. I am a longtime listener, the first-time writer who stumbled upon your podcast back in August of 2012. From them, I have enjoyed hearing your take on the shows and the fandom in general. For months, I have told myself that I would someday write a letter letting you know of yet another listener who enjoys your podcast. Well, today, I finally sat down and got myself to at least write something to you guys. If it weren't for your podcast, I'd have very little awareness of the Brony fandom around me. If it weren't for you, I'd probably never be planning to go to Fiesta Equestria in June. If it weren't for you, I probably would have never begun to create my very own first work of fan art. I'm currently working on creating a music video based off the song Night Sky by David Larson. I've been struggling to bring it to life, but it's been good. But it's been a very tough process. I don't have any experience in drawing, so I'm using tutorials and learning as I go. It's maybe not the most original idea, but it's something that I desperately want to see come to life, and that I want to put it out there and show people. What I want to ask you guys and anyone listening is this. What are some tips for going from a basic storyboard to an animated movie? I kind of want the animation style to be similar to the show, but with my drawing skills still in their infancy, I'll probably need to commission somebody to help bring this idea to life. I also wanted to deeply thank Mr. Carr for his earlier appearance in the show. As the whole Twilacorn Gate panic was sweeping the fandom, I felt he provided a much-needed perspective on everything, especially how the target audience would view this whole thing. While I'm still adjusting to Twilight as she is now, I'm thankful for the time we were given to prepare for it. Mr. Carr, thank you for your time and your input on everything in the past. We greatly appreciate it. I apologize for the daunting length of this email, but I've been wanting to send this for a while. I deeply thank you guys for reading this. Your hard work is evident in every part of the show, and this fan really appreciates your time and effort. I'm currently living in College Station, Texas, and I'd love to see a meetups group or something pop up around here. I'm usually pretty busy during the week, but we could try to make time if a group did form. Looking forward to a spectacular centennial episode and many more to follow. The Cyborg. P.S. Twilight is best pony. The dash is cool too.
Woo!
P.S. For one cool thing, you might get your thing out of the way. I can't read. For one cool thing, you might try the fic Let's Get a Wiggle On or Silver Spoon versus Breakfast. Hope it helps.
Okay.
Lots there.
So,
You're welcome.
Let's see. The Question Daily story. Let's Get a Wiggle On. Adventure. The breakaway state of Unicornia.
Oh no. Civil War. Let's see.
Interesting.
Tips for animating or storyboarding a movie. Really, if I have to say anything, if you don't have the capabilities to do something that's show accurate, don't try and do it show accurate. The more people you bring into a project, the more you have to rely on someone else to stay with a project. So if necessary, I would say don't feel that you have to be constricted to the show style. I mean, look at the comics, look at stuff like what Fim Flam Philosophy does, with the Rainbow Dash Presents. You can make content that's in your own style that totally works and can, it brings out a little bit of a different flavor. So I don't think you should feel constrained to do specifically show style stuff. And good Lord, does it take a lot of work to make a show style animation? When it works, it looks great, but when it doesn't, you can tell. Yeah. So there's a lot to go into it. Tetra would suggest whatever you're going to do, use more Luna.
Totally.
Let's see. I don't know what. I don't know what's happened to Twilight. I must have blocked something out of my memory recently. So.
Yeah. Thanks, M.A. Larson.
Wait, what?
There's a hole in your memory? Well, we'll blame him.
I don't understand. Twilight. She's that cute unicorn, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So.
My turn. All right.
Yes, your turn, AC.
Yeah, I'll do this one. Let me see. I'm trying to find the beginning and end to make this easy. Dear Silly Drinky Pony and Cactus Cooker. First of all, I hate the show. No, wait. The opposite of that.
Okay.
Anyway, I have a couple of things I wanted to say, /ask, /demand, request. First, now that we're in the middle of No Pony Zone, the long, terrible No Pony Zone, I was wondering if there's any plans to bring the fanfic suggestions section back. Tin Hat is always my favorite. Tin, that was always my favorite part of the show, as it introduced me now to some of my favorite stories, such as Sepia Talk and The Sunny Skies All Day Long. Secondly, I would like to point you in the direction of Digibrony. He does in-depth analysis of MLP and would be a great guest of your show, a link to a YouTube channel. Thirdly, where the hey is the new laptop? Every time it comes up, you say M has it. Oh, the new tabletop.
Yeah, it's like there's a difference there, you see.
Sorry. Well, can we get an ETA on it when you think M will have it? And fourthly and lastly, speaking of tabletop, you should do another one of those as part of your 100th episode celebration. You guys keep on being awesome and doing what you do. You're obsessive stalker. That is perfectly normal fan page turner. P.S. Applejack is best pony, but Pinkie Pie is better than best. It's Pinkie Pie. Don't question it.
Oh, I don't know.
Pinkie's second best pony. I'm sorry to say there, Sandy.
Oh, I don't know. Opinions.
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 Let's see.
Yeah, we really do need to get that tabletop out at some point because it was pretty funny and Mike had his new magical ability.
I hope I here's a terrible admittance. I need to check on it because I hope we still got it.
Oh, AC.
There was a bunch of audio files that unfortunately had to get cleaned out for the stuff that was recorded at Unicon, and that was in the folder. I'm sure M is actually probably recorded it, and I think he has a file there. But we have to. I need to double check with him because we need to make sure that it exists. I do have to say, because of the way we recorded it, I guarantee you it's a bunch of this. People talking very far away from the microphone to try and tell you what they're doing next. So I'm sure the audio quality is amazing. So, well, I do have to see on that. I do want to post it. I also need to post the panel. I have not posted that yet. It's been months. Let's see. The other thing, the fanfic. We should maybe at some point. It's just hard to find the time to delve into a brand new fic.
Yeah, each week. I mean, like Live in Time's Winning Pony is still updating and still pretty good. Oh man, it's about them horses and there's violence and stuff, and it's not really a lot of violence, but it's a lot of innuendo.
Oh man,
and it's like super long at this point too. Oh man, what's my freaking password? I don't remember it.
Oh well.
Hey.
Yeah, we probably should. I think what probably would be a smart idea is if Sandy and I traded off. That way it gave each other like 2 weeks to try and find a story, opposed to trying to find something brand new each week.
Oh no. What was my password?
Password.
There it is. Okay.
Okay, good. I'm glad you found it.
It took me a couple times. So I'm like, oh crap.
Which one was it?
It was the one we normally talk about. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Life and Time of Winning Ponies, Chingar Kudarth, 216,249 words.
Ah.
Holy crap.
Jeez, and that's the tiger blood one, right?
Yeah, the pony is addicted to winning. The pony who's a warlock from Canterlot. I have 6 chapters I need to read. Oh man!
All right. Well, Sheffers, to get you into reading that, go ahead and hit the next email.
Okay, man, reading is hard. Hello, AC Sheffers, Starry, and guests. To start off, Sandy, please don't leave again. So much oatmeal on the podcast last week. You need to keep AC in check. Thought we discovered this on the other occasions you were absent. Yes, we did. And yet AC still does shows when I'm not available. Because we're a weekly show.
It was fun.
Now that that's out of the way, I can move on to the topic of this email. Snowdrop. I thought this short was really well made and had all the feels, especially at the end with Luna. I knew it was going to be good based on the other animation Silly Philly Studios has made. They're friggin' awesome. Also, I think Snowdrop has pushed Sweetie Belle into second place for cutest filly ever. I was disappointed to see how many naysayers there were, though. I know it's sort of the Brony thing to do now, say, herp, derp, this isn't as good as they said it would be. But come on, the voice acting, the animation, the story were all very high tier in my book. This reaction makes me fearful for the reaction to Double Rainboom will be, which, by the way, I can't wait for. That's mostly what I have to say. I'll leave you with this really cool comic I found the other week by Thunderhawk03. There is a link in the show notes. Keep it real, Brony.
That comic also has Max Feels.
Mardi Gras.
Both
a true lifesaver.
Both of those things are full of feels.
Yes.
That's your one cool thing. I'm going to spoil it.
Yeah, it's my cool thing.
Yep.
Just because
I got 5 minutes into it, and I agree. It looks great. It looks gorgeous. The voiceover. I swear, the person that I think is doing Celestia at the beginning sounds exactly like what's her name? Why am I blanking? Someone's gonna scream it. But the actual voice of Celestia, Nicole Oliver. There we go. But the I started watching it, and as things progressed, I was just. Have you ever? Do you watch American Dad at all?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know that episode where Roger creates the movie Oscar Gold? where all of a sudden it's just like he's
His
a small
puppy
Jewish
had
boy.
cancer.
Oh, and he's alcoholic.
He was an alcoholic,
and he's got a mental condition. It just after a while, once the like at the 5-minute mark, like the drop was just like, really?
I will admit that it did use some very cheap emotional tricks to get an emotional reaction from people, but it still worked.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 15-minute animation, which by itself is pretty impressive.
15-minute animation looks gorgeous. Does that? I got a little beaten over the head by the feels. I was just kind of like, oh no, and admitted character is cute. I thought the designs were great. I was just, unfortunately, it was the feels that got me of just like, oh boy. I didn't even get to the end, and then it sounds like there are more feels.
Yes. Feels, and double feels.
I am too strong to have feels. And yeah, there's another comic there that has a bunch of feels too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and wrap this last email up. Tech, if you could get this, please.
Yes. This next one. Okay.
We're almost done.
Hello, Apple Cider, Chef Sandy, and guests. First off, I want to thank you guys for being awesome and making such a great podcast. I've been a listener for a little over a year and have enjoyed every episode. Secondly, I want to thank you again, but for a different reason. Listening to Bronyville inspired me to get back into podcasting and start my own Brony podcast. I have previously been a co-host on a gaming podcast, but that died out several years ago. We've been on it for a while, although we've had much trouble sticking to our intended schedule, partly because I'm doing most of the work myself, including editing. Speaking of which, can I borrow M for a while? Just kidding.
No.
On a serious note, do you have any tips for keeping at this without having my brain explode? Thanks for taking the time to read this, and if you ever feel like being a guest on someone else's podcast for a change, just let me know. Cheers, Silverlight Pony, the host of Voice of Equestria podcast, and there's a link. P.S. Fallout Equestria is an amazing story, and you should read it.
My tip, don't take a break because it's really hard to get out of it.
Yeah.
My tip on just being journalistic in general, you need to make yourself a schedule. Like, if it's a podcast or you're going to say, I'm going to write one post a week, make yourself a schedule. Make yourself deadlines and respect the deadlines, because if you respect deadlines, then your readers will respect you and expect you to come out with content.
Yeah, as for the podcasting stuff, the worst is always the editing. And as I said, if it wasn't for M deciding to do this each week, we would... this would be a lot harder to do. And he, depending, sometimes he does take new projects. I'm just going to toss that out there,
That he is in like his last semester, isn't he?
Yes, he's also exceptionally busy and does this as well as his own podcast. So, he does take on some stuff, but doesn't always. Editing is the beast. It really is. And just staying consistent. Like, it doesn't matter if you are every week or every other week, but just making sure that it's just like, no, we are going to do this. Like, this time is what we do. Like, I've actually had to tell my work, a few weeks ago, I had to tell my work, I understand everything is burning down, but I have somewhere I have to go for 2 hours and I will be right back. And they didn't like that, but I did it. That was also the week that Unicon went belly up, or the week after. So I had some stuff to say. And yeah, it just takes work. That's all I can really say is just and just kind of set a format that works for you. Just try and figure out what you want to say. I guess that's all I can really contribute at this point. Anything else, Andy? You've been doing this longer than me, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just a matter of dedicating yourself to doing it. Getting it into your mind that, yeah, I'm going to talk about whatever subject it is each week. It is it's one of those things where if you take it on as a major hobby, which podcasting has become for me, you need to be able to devote the time to it and dedicate it, make it a major part of your week. If I miss recording a show, my schedule is off. And so, I mean, it's a major part of my life, and I wish that a lot of people would take it as seriously as I do, because I hate inconsistent shows. It drives me nuts when things are not released on time. Apple cider.
What? I don't. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a busy pony. Shut up.
So, anyways, yeah. Just podcasting. It's make a schedule, do it every week without fail, and put it out there as your project and your thing. And don't worry about how many listeners you have or your position on whatever iTunes or whatever. We AC and I, we talk about it. We've been doing this a while, and yeah, we like to talk about, we're in position number 8 on whatever, and that's cool because we worked really hard and it's a bit of paying off. But we didn't get there overnight.
It takes such a long time for you to get readers.
Yeah,
Equestria Daily wasn't built overnight, as it were. Neither was Derpy Hooves News or my own site. It takes a long time, and if you're good and if you keep going at it, people will listen.
Well, technically, it was built overnight. They just hit the begin. Do you want to start a blog button? Would you like to talk about Pony Button? Sure.
Well, Equestria Daily was started because Seth was annoying MLPG enough on Co. back in the day.
Fine, I'll make my own
in case
site.
You didn't know.
Oh, snap.
Or telling him his deep, dark secrets.
Oh, no. What's the Cinder stuff? I don't know.
Oh, man.
That's a dark hole. You don't want to go down.
It certainly is.
It's certainly not Trixie.
It's certainly not.
Nothing compared. It's not connected to that at all.
Oh, ho. Hey, speaking of iTunes and ratings.
Does it stop systematically tearing down everything that makes him refreshing different from the rest of the modern entertainment?
Huh?
Wait, what?
Huh? I don't know.
Oh, it was somebody reading, talking about Fallout Equestria.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I was like, okay.
Fallout Equestria is something you either love or don't love.
So, yeah, that's it for the emails this week.
Yep.
Let's wrap this up so you can go to lunch with whomever, AC.
Yes, 5-star iTunes bronies. I'm going to read these out because it's Desert Nocturne, Twin Stevens, 5-Iron Brony, and Size 4 Rods.
Super Saiyan number 4 Raditz. Oh!
Sure, I'll go with that. I don't know anime. So thank you very much for your reviews. That's super awesome. We are at, I'm away from the screen now, but we were very, very close to 800. We were at like 791. 791,
Ooh.
Yep. As I said,
these Shapeways ponies are neat.
I know, I'm just about to talk about those. But the 791 has said, I would love to hit 800 by our 100th episode. I think that would be super, super cool. So if you can, go to iTunes. This is specifically the U.S. store, though feel welcome to review us on whichever local location you are. And go ahead and leave a review on iTunes. We super, super appreciate it. We constantly battle with that fiend Kevin Smith for his top spots. And sometimes the scrappy little ones win. Also, for donations, I want to thank E. Linerton again for donating across to the show. Thank you very much. You can always donate over at BronyShow.com or BronyvillePodcast.com. Over on the right-hand side, the money goes towards us doing awesome stuff like making, the big 100 event that we're about to do. So, yeah, looking forward to that. So, thank you very much. You rock. Woo-hoo. And now...
You say that about Kevin Smith. He's gotten real inconsistent with his Smodcast and whatnot. So like he's not up there anymore.
See,
we outlasted. He must have gotten high and forgotten to do his podcast for a few weeks.
I don't know. It's Jason. Could you do a show? I don't know. I'm currently watching the Oilers
doing
lose.
Something like touring the country in their bus and making money while we're talking about cartoon horses on the internet.
He's spending all day talking to Wayne Gretzky and watching the Oilers lose.
Yeah. So let's moving on. The one cool thing.
Yes. So as I said, I listened to some podcasts, and there was one particular podcast, Tested.com's. This is only a test podcast. Listed Shapeways, which is this real neat kind of service to 3D. Where they have some different models to actually make 3D sculpts of things. One of the main ways that they do it is using a process using sandstone to actually make a 3D model. And they were showing like Adam Savage had a Shapeways made sad Keanu Reeves that could sit there. Had the awesome kid where he's going like and as well had a I'm blanking on the third one, but like they have some really cool models. And so I listed I went inside there and I went, I wonder what happens if I type pony. Hence point, My Little Pony figurines that look friggin' great. And of course, these are not sanctioned by Hasbro, but I want to say they look pretty cool. And you can see there's a Celestia, Lyra, Twilight listed there. There's a itty bitty cute little pony figurine that appears to be I'll tell you what, let me flip this to here. Appears to be a humanized Luna.
Oh, interesting. Yes.
There's some neat stuff inside of here. I also want to offer this up, and I listed it at the dock. Look at the scratch.
The scratch is amazing.
Look at this scratch. Oh,
don't give it a lick. It'll taste like sand.
Oh, God. Just look. It's gorgeous.
She's really pretty. Oh,
1010 would buy.
Oh, I mean, that's absolutely.
She's only $36.40.
Yeah, and these are.
Yeah, and that's cheaper than getting a really nice custom. So.
Besides the whole not technically, sanctioned by Hasbro.
Of course not.
Yeah,
who would ever buy that kind of merch?
I know.
Terrible.
It's completely terrible. You should not. Let me see if I can.
So as a last second thing that I'm going to toss out there, the Equestria Daily has just posted a thing about the new trading cards have popped up. Good
job stealing my cool thing.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, Equestria Daily posted it up. Over at BAP, Enterplay is giving away Pinkie Pie cards. They're selling the Fluttershy boxes, and they're selling entire boxes of cards and packs of cards. So if you like the Series 2 cards, if you like the Enterplay cards, keep your eyes and ears open. Start watching eBay, Brony Bay, Pony Bay, whatever it is. Cards are going to be up for sale pretty soon.
They got Crackle and Discord and the Flower Trio. There's a Trixie tattoo.
There's tattoos, stickers, and there's supposed to be standees again, which would be cute. There seems to be another puzzle out of the gold cards that they're doing, so it'll be a while till we get a full
Sombra, Timberwolves, Aloe and Lotus.
Oh, Sombra.
Yeah, all he wanted was crystals.
Max underused villain.
And he's canon dead too.
Max canon dead. All right. Well, that wraps us up for this episode. And of course, Snowdrop was Sandy's pick. Links in the show notes. If you so wish. All right. Well, that wraps us up here. First off, let me go ahead and give the thank yous out. Thank you, TechFact, for jumping in here and talking a little bit about merch. Go ahead and pimp your. And we said it plenty of times, but if you want to go ahead and pimp the Tumblr one more time.
My Tumblr is mlpg4merch.tumblr.com, and you can also find me over at Dopey Hooves News.
Excellent. And as always, Chef Sandy, thank you very much, as always, for being Thundermaker Supreme.
I got to be here to rein you in, AC.
I know. Now you got party to go to. You got to
actually, yeah.
You got to pinky this up like right now.
Yep.
I'm
gonna probably run to the store and get like something wildly inappropriate and put in a wildly inappropriate bag.
Oh my!
Not really.
It's like
but I have a wildly inappropriate bag.
Oh,
I'll explain after the show.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. And as always, I want to go ahead and thank our super awesome fans, be it if you are here live on the chat, hello guys, or if you're listening to this podcast, whatever service you're doing to download the show. We always love the fact that you love us and your contributions and also just your love makes us continue to do this. So thank you all very, very much. So here's the details. You can go and always find us over at BronyvillePodcast.com or BronyShow.com. Yes. Bronyville@gmail.com is the email address you can send emails to. We can read on the show, or if you just want to say hi and say, don't put this on the show, or other stuff, I guess. You can join us roughly every Saturday, noon Pacific, at justin.tv/Bronyville Podcast. That would be 3 Eastern or 2 Central, figure it out. iTunes reviews, we super love them. So if you, depending on your location, please leave those for us. You can listen to the show on Celestia Radio every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. UTC. Twitter, my account is at Bronyville.
Ow. Mine's at Chef Sandy.
Oh, you gave that one 110%. And meetup groups, mine is the Bronies of Northern California.
Mine's North Texas Brony.
And conventions.
Oh, jeez.
Do it. Do it, Philly.
Conventions, it's nothing right now,
Nothing.
man.
No.
Nothing at all. You're going to come to Nightmare Nights, AC, because I'm going to drag your butt out here if I have to.
Yeah, I'll find a way to get to Texas, I guess. And
right now, our convention slate is clean.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing EQLA. It's just it's a little bit of deciding to do stuff. Everfree, I know for certain Sandy's not heading.
Well, actually, I just might this year, actually, because my alternative event, the room layout that I would have been able to go got full, so I don't have a place to stay out in Pittsburgh, so I just might end up going to Everfree Northwest. Who knows?
We'd have to see. We'd have to figure it out. It's between that and BronyCon. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. We just have to figure it out.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll look at that as things
I'll just
progress.
put a bunch of question marks.
Ooh, what does that mean?
What does that mean? It means nothing right now.
Okay. All right, and that takes care of us for episode number 98. Again, if you have ideas for episode number 100, email us or get in contact with us. Twitter is also a great way to do it. We want to put on a great event for you and just, celebrate along. We made it to 100 episodes, not only by us just making this content over and over, but because you guys are, keep us going and make us feel awesome doing this. So thank you all very much. And that's going to be it. Episode number 98. We're closing the book on this one. We'll see you next week for episode 99. Oh, so close. Sleep well, every pony. Ooh, that was a weird one.
Adios.
Oh.
Hit the button, AC.
I am the button.
You are the button.